Blessings, Millie. Blessings, Marsha. Blessings, the Harpers. Y'all gotta excuse me, and I'm still in the bed and God is talking. I'm like, I'm about to drop this word and go back to sleep. Blessings, saying, blessings, Beverly, blessings, Natalie, blessings, everybody, blessings, blessings, blessings. I'm literally laying here and God will not let me go to sleep. For those of you, God is wanting you to write a book and you're like, I don't even know where to start. Let me tell you what he gonna do. You ain't gonna be able to go to sleep. He gonna be waking you up out your sleep. Your feet gonna be rubbing together. You're gonna be tossing and turning. That's him telling you to get up. You know how you get up to go use the restroom? God will wake you up to tell you what to put inside of a book. So I just wanted to throw that out there for those who don't know where to start it in their books. I'm laying here and God is literally talking to me. God is saying, don't sacrifice what I have healed you from. I'm going to give an example of what he's talking about. Do not sacrifice what I have healed you from. When I first came to God, I had a lot of trust issues, and I had trust issues because of not mainly of what I had been through. I had a lot of trust issues because of what I seen happening in my house, in my family. So I had a grandmother who had two men that stayed in the house with her, and she had another one that used to pick them up and take them to work with him, and she was messing with all three of them. I had an uncle who was a pimp who always had a whole lot of whores and things of that nature, and I had aunties and uncles who were probably married, or they were just in relationships where they cheated a lot. And I seen a lot of this stuff, and because I seen this stuff, it caused me to have trust issues of my own. So when God started healing me, the first thing he started doing was he started teaching me how to have accountability. And for those of you, you want God to heal and deliver you, if he's not showing you the stuff that was happening in your house first, I don't know what look. He do stuff decent and in order, and he gonna go to the root of it. He gonna show you and tell you stuff that you gonna be to forget, and you gonna be like, oh my God, I forgot this happened, and you gonna realize that it started in my house. All my trust issues, all my doubt, all my fear, it started in my house. So when I first started walking with God, he started showing me how to look in the mirror, how to take accountability of what the stuff my family was doing, things like cheating and lying and not being consistent and manipulating each other. And this played a part in my issues that God was saying, in order for me to heal you, I got to let you see where it came from. And you got to be willing to accept where it came from and acknowledge these things. Blessings, y'all, blessings. So I'm laying here and God is saying, go tell the people, do not sacrifice what I have healed them from. So after this, I'm walking with God and I start meeting prophets and pastors and I'm calling them my brothers. But one thing I realized is they had a whole lot of women. They wanted wives. And I'm talking about the prophets and pastors. When you all start walking with God, y'all gonna find some stuff in this fivefold ministry and y'all gonna be like, oh my God. This what y'all be doing over here. So I started having brothers who was in, the fivefold ministry, and they would cheat a lot. They had a lot of women. They wanted to be married, but they had varieties of women. Like they were just cheating, or they'll ride somebody car that they don't like to go see another woman. Like they just did so much. So what God was telling me was, I keep having to heal you from the same thing. And what he was meaning by that is, I have healed you from trust issues, but you keep hanging around people that keep cheating, that keep lying, they keep manipulating, they keep having multiple men and women. That's going to cause you to have trust issues all over again. So this is why God is so adamant on you letting people go, because in the process of him healing and delivering you, if you still holding on to people, if you still connecting to people that's going to remind you of your past, that's going to keep doing the same thing as your past that God has already healed you from, how are you actually getting the healing? You going through the same process all over again, trying to be healed, trying to be delivered, and you can't do that. Blessings to Keisha, blessings morning. Like I literally had to learn how to let people go who was in in the church that was not living right, so that I could protect myself and my peace and my healing from what God was trying to do. God is saying, do not sacrifice your healing, because I have already healed you from that. If you desire somebody who is consistent, a lot of people want somebody who's loyal, who's trustworthy, but they don't know how to build that relationship to get somebody trustworthy, to get somebody loyal. If you desire communication, do not sacrifice being with somebody who cannot communicate. If you desire somebody who is going to keep their word, who going to be trustworthy, because you know you used to have trust issues, because you know nobody was dependable, nobody was trustworthy, nobody came through, nobody followed through with what they said they was going to do. Do not sacrifice the smallest. Do not sacrifice that. If a person is showing you they can't be consistent, leave it alone. Watch these people who are speaking about marriage, even like these men and women who are talking about they want to be married, or they're talking about marriage to you. If these people can't put you first now, they're not going to put you first later. We're not in the business or the lifestyle where this is what God gave me. God said it's like somebody who wants to lose weight. You know how we used to say, my New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to stop smoking, or, or I'm going to stop doing certain things. I'm going to stop drinking. But they never started. They never started going through the process of stopping. So by the time New Year resolution came, they still smoking, they still drinking, they still gaining weight. So what I mean by that is, if a person is not showing you that they can be consistent, cut it off. Because you want to marry me, but you can't be consistent. Being consistent builds up trust. Because I used to have trust issues, I need somebody to follow through. I need somebody to keep their word. I need somebody. It's not that I want somebody. I need this to happen so that I won't need healing again, so that I won't need God to come over here and deliver me again, so that I won't keep getting healed in the same place. And that's what God was telling me. I keep having to heal you in the same place. I keep having to heal you in the place where in your trust, because you keep hanging around people that can't keep their word. They refuse to follow through. They refuse to finish. Now, what's funny is you find these people who you want to keep their word, or you want to, build their trust with them, but they're never available. They're never accessible. Now, they do everything for everybody else, but not for you. And you got to watch these people, because if these people are talking about marriage, what they do now is what they going to do later. If they're putting their kids, if they're putting their mothers and their families before you, and they're talking about marriage, let them go. And I say that because all they're doing is showing you what they're going to do when they put their ring on your finger. All they're doing is showing you how they not going to be consistent, how they not going to keep their word, how their family going to come before you. And anybody talking about marriage, listen, if you talking about marriage, your kids and your mama. I seen a skit the other day where the man invited a woman over, and she said she was hungry. She didn't know he had kids at the house, and he got the kid, he got food, but he was like, the kids gonna eat first. And she was like, hold up, I'm supposed to eat first. And he said, no, I'm not putting my kids before no woman. My mama did that to a man, and that's because he's not healed. You all gotta watch these people who are not healed. You gotta listen to these people. Listen, the wife and the husband come before the kids. The one I would say that don't come before the kids is the one God didn't give you. So if God didn't give you that man or that woman, and you decided to get that man and that woman for yourself, then that's between you and God. Maybe the kids do come before them. But if God said this is your ordained spouse, if God is starting to bring you all together, your wife come before your mama, your wife come before your kids that you had with somebody else, because most likely your kids was not supposed to be here. You all want to apply God's word to your life when you can't. For these y'all want to be married, I got to help y'all, because y'all want husbands and wives, and y'all think we supposed to just fit up in y'all life and y'all make time for us as you please. Baby, I come first. And if I can't come first before you put the ring on my finger, baby, you ain't going to put me first when you put the ring on my finger. So let me help you out, and I'm going to exit to the left. Blessings, everybody, for coming in the room. I'm just sharing. God is saying, do not sacrifice your healing, because I have healed you in that area. God is showing, for those of you who have trust issues, God is keeping his word with you. He's proven to you that he can be counted on, that he can be dependable, that he can be trustworthy. This is why he says, I am the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. He's trying to build up trust with that issue. He's trying to build up trust with that situation. He know you battle trust issues. He know nobody kept their word. He know nobody followed through with you. So God is literally trying to build a relationship with you to rewrite your story. He's trying to heal you and deliver you in areas that have been, that have been messed up. Your heart is a little heavy on that area because we have no problem saying I got trust issues. But you got trust issues only because nobody followed through, only because nobody kept their word, only because nobody put you first and showed you how important you were. And this is why it's so important to be in relationship with God, because God is trying to walk you through that process and showing you what a man and a woman is supposed to do. If they claim to love you, if they claim wanting to marry you, if they're claiming wanting to put you first, you're going to have to show me before we do it. I need to know I'm put first before I'm put first. Now, we ain't going to wait till later on when you put the ring on my finger. Ain't it kind of crazy that people be saying, oh, no, I can't do this right now, but I'm supposed to automatically expect you to do it when I get married to you. If you can't show me right now that I come first, that you can't give me your loyalty now. If you can't follow through and come through and be consistent with me now, baby, you ain't gonna be consistent with me later. I'm good on you. I need consistency because I came from trust issues. And if you can't build that foundation on us learning how to trust each other, on how to have loyalty, it's so funny that people want loyalty, but they not loyal. You want somebody to sit at home and wait on you to come back and not be on the phone with no other men or women, but you ain't telling me why I don't need to be on the phone with somebody else. You ain't keeping your word. You ain't showing me how you can always come through, how you always available for me when I need to talk or say this or say that. What I'm finding out is people do not know how to communicate. And it's not that they don't know how to communicate. They feel like because we're not in the house together, because I'm not married to you, I don't have to keep my word. I don't have to communicate and tell you any and everything that I have going on. Well, the same way I can call you and say I'm going to the movies, the same way I can call you and say I'm going out with my family, that's the same way you can let me know what you got going on. And I'm starting to realize why a whole lot of relationships not working out. Y'all need to start checking these people. Y'all remember when we used to say, I don't want nobody with no whole lot of kids. Ain't nothing wrong with somebody with kids. Something wrong with somebody who 30 and 40 years old and they ain't got no kids. Something wrong with people who 30, 40, 50 years old and they ain't never been married. We are messed up some stuff in our head because we starting to think that, oh, you 30 and no kids? Oh, I know, baby. Them people be irresponsible. Them people be selfish and inconsistent. These people that look, they don't have that much love in their heart. They don't know how to take care of nobody outside they self. Baby, no, I don't want nobody who ain't got no kids. I don't want nobody who's selfish. I don't want nobody who ain't responsible. Because we used to say, I don't want these people. I think something wrong with you if you 30, 40 years old and ain't never been married. I think something wrong with you if you 30, 40 years old and God ain't wanted to give you no baby. He ain't wanted to put no seed in you. He ain't wanted to produce something from you. He said our whole sole purpose here is to be fruitful and multiply. Why hadn't he wanted to multiply you? Why hadn't he wanted to give you some children? Because we like to talk about the people who got kids, but God over here multiplying us. God over here allowing us to be fruitful. Why hadn't he allowed you to be fruitful at 40, 50 years old? And I'm not talking about the people who, they got internal issues. They got health problems. That's a health issue. I'm talking but God needs to heal you anyway. So even for the ones who got health issues and can't have kids, you lacking some faith because God can fix or heal whatever's wrong with you internally. He talks about the barren woman. Something wrong with these people. Come on now. Because we used to be like, I want the one who ain't got no kids. And I dated the one who ain't got no kids. And I remember he used to buy me food. And I used to be like, why you ain't bring the kids no food? I used to be like, what the hell? And then I started saying that the one with no kids, that they selfish and inconsiderate and they don't even care about nobody outside they self. They'll get you some, but they don't forget you got kids. So I said, well, let me get one, with the kids. I was very skeptical on dating people with kids because y'all still be sleeping with the baby daddies, even though y'all ain't with them. Like y'all, some of y'all say it. Y'all know they got women, but y'all still sleep with them just because they your baby daddy. Baby, make it make sense. You devaluing yourself. So I started saying, I really don't want nobody who got kids because they still be playing games with their baby mamas. The baby mama's so slow. Y'all want to be with people just because they y'all baby daddy. Y'all want to be with people just because, and I'm talking about the men too. Y'all want to be with people just because y'all got a child by these women. Why? Why? if it did not work, if you can't stay in the house with the person, if you can't have a good conversation, all y'all can do is come together and have sex. Why are you settling for that? Why are you settling for inconsistency? Why are you settling just for some meat for somebody to come hump on you? Why are you settling just to say you with your baby daddy when you know he ain't no good? Why are you settling just to say you with your baby mama when you know she ain't no good? God says stop sacrificing your healing. Stop sacrificing what I have already proven myself in. I've already proven to you that I can be trustworthy. I've already proven to you that I'm the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. I've already proven to you that I'm not a liar, that I can keep my word, that I'm trustworthy. I've already proven to you that I follow through, that I'm consistent, that I communicate. Not like God does these things. God communicates with us. All you got to do is sit there and talk to him. He'll talk to you all day. All you got to do is ask him a question. He'll tell you all day. He'll love on you all day. He'll literally love on you all day. I'm sitting up here in the bed and God, I'm talking about I've been tossing and turning in my bed all night. And God said, come and deliver this message. Come tell my children, do not sacrifice their healing. I know you got some friends that you love and you don't want to cut off, but you know they ain't no good. Every time you talk to them, every time you hang around them, God is saying, because you keep hanging around these people is why I can't send you a spouse. Because I don't trust you with a spouse, because you hang around people that lie, because you hang around people that cheat, because you hang around people with a Jezebel spirit. I can't trust you to have a spouse. I can't trust you to do right by a spouse, because anytime your spouse do something similar to what the liars or the cheaters do, you're going to think yours is lying and cheating. I need you to cut these people off, because they're causing you to need a healing. They're causing you to need deliverance. Some of y'all finna fumble y'all relationships because y'all can't even see that the people y'all hanging around don't even want you to be happy. I seen a video yesterday where the man was saying, what if God sent you that person, sent you an angel? What if God sent you a person in this season? The person gonna have to determine if God sent you to them. And if they can determine that God sent you to them, they're about to fumble the ball. And we can't even sacrifice our ways and what we like to do things and how we like to do things. We can't even sacrifice people pleasing people. These people are willing to people please everything but you. They willing to follow through at the job, at the workhouse, with their families. They keeping their word with everybody but you. But you the one God just sent in. So God sent you to them, but all they can do is keep their word with everybody outside of you. They can't even follow through with you. They can't even communicate with you. But you're supposed to sit there and wait on them to find a way to do it. No, sir. If they don't do it now, if they don't make you first now, they ain't gonna make you first later. You're gonna always be last. The devil is a liar. Throw that nigga in the trash. Throw them deuces at that woman. This ain't that and that ain't this. I'm not finna cause God to keep healing me in the place that he has already healed me. I don't need another deliverance. I need to deliver myself from you. I need to cut myself out from you. I need to leave you alone. I need to cut off. Look, let me erase pictures. Y'all better start erasing pictures. Y'all better start erasing phone numbers. Y'all better start erasing text messages. Y'all better start deleting this stuff, because soon you get bored, you gonna call back. And soon you feel like you want to give somebody another chance. It ain't for you to give nobody no chance. It's for God to give them a chance. Let their mama and daddies give them a chance. It ain't for you to wait on nobody to find out that you available, to find out that you accessible, to find out that you worthy, to find out your value. You're gonna have to throw them deuces at them. Stop sacrificing what God has healed you from. You didn't even want to be married no more. Now you want to be married, but we hanging on to people that ain't even right. They don't even keep their word. They always tired. They always say work, but every time you find out, they hanging out with family. They doing something with somebody else. But you always tired when it come down to me. You always unavailable when it come down to me. You make more excuses than anybody. I don't need nobody with no excuses. I need somebody that can keep their word, that can follow through. I need somebody that got traits of God. That's the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. You talk to me today, you gonna talk to me tomorrow. I need somebody to be available to me. I need somebody who gonna wake up and think about me when they wake up and send me a message. I need somebody to take 5 minutes out their day and communicate with me that, oh, baby, I ain't gonna be able to such and such. I got this going on. I need somebody that can give me what God can give me. I don't need nobody to make me feel like that I need healed again. Ain't nothing wrong with you, something wrong with them. You gonna have to cut them off. I was telling one of my members yesterday, she said, I was starting to think something was wrong with me, Dr. D. I said, baby, ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you for you to want somebody consistent. Ain't nothing wrong with you for you to want somebody loyal. Ain't nothing wrong with you for you to to want somebody to communicate and put you first. Ain't nothing wrong with you, baby. Something wrong with them. The enemy sent them. And see, God, what's happening is God will even try to bless the enemy. And what I mean by that man that keep lying, that man that can't follow through, that woman that can't be consistent, that woman that keep lying and manipulating, God sent you to change their heart. God sent them what they didn't know God would send them. And see, God heard all prayers. So God said, let me see if they're going to change their ways. Let me see if they're willing to cut their family off if I send them the one that they claim they want. And God done dropped you in their lap. But all of a sudden, they working too much. They too busy. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to process. They don't know how to, evaluate their feelings and their emotions. They don't know how to stop shutting down. And what I'm also seeing is that people don't know how to stop being single. God is sending you a relationship, but you still got single tendencies. You still got single ways. You still want to process stuff as you would if you was by yourself. You still want to do stuff as you would if you was by yourself. You still don't want to communicate as if you was by yourself. Oh, I ain't been in a relationship. I don't feel like I should have to tell you. Well, what you want a relationship for if you feel like you ain't got to tell me what you doing and where you finna go? It's called communicating. It ain't called me trying to always know what you got going on. It's called trying to keep me healed so that I won't need another healing. Because all you got to do is tell me, baby, I'm going to be such and such, and this, that. That ain't you telling me what you got to do. That's an immature mindset. Always feeling like, well, I got to tell you what I got going on. Well, I feel like I ain't got to tell you. We ain't married. Oh, that's how you feel. That's how you thinking. You don't want to communicate. You don't want to hold that. So you don't want to build that relationship for us to have good communication. So you don't want to have a good, healthy relationship. Let me go ahead and cut this off real quick because I need some healthy in my life. God unhealed me. For those of you who want a healthy relationship, you want a man or a woman who healed. Let me tell you where they gonna come from. They gonna come from God. They probably serving in the church. And if you can't see yourself serving in the church, if you can't see yourself standing by them, supporting them, being by their side, baby, you ain't gonna get nobody healed and delivered. Whoever healed and delivered, they coming from God. The enemy ain't healing and delivering nobody. All he doing is making people think they healed, making people think they grown, making people think they got something when they ain't got nothing. He sheketedabosha. Ain't nobody blessing nobody but God, because y'all be like, I want make sure you healed and delivered. But soon I say I'm in ministry. Soon I say I walk with God. Y'all be like, oh, Jesus, I wasn't expecting that. Well, how the hell you thought you was going to get somebody healed and delivered? How you thought you was going to get somebody loyal? How you thought you was going to get somebody who heart was mended? How you thought you was going to get a regulated mind? They came from God. They've been walking with God. I had to sit in a place with God to be healed. I had to sit in a place with God to be delivered. So how you going to get somebody healed and deliver? Baby, they gonna come from God. They gonna be in ministry. They gonna be prayer warriors. They gonna be able to speak in tongues. They gonna know how to heal and deliver other people. They gonna keep you accountable. They gonna make sure they point out the things that ain't baby, that don't look right to me. Why couldn't you call me and tell me? Why didn't you answer the phone? I called you. You ain't see me call you. You just ain't gonna follow through at all. Oh, you got problems with doing it? Oh, we ain't married yet. Oh, if you can't do it right now, you ain't gonna do it when we married. I'm good. If these people start showing you they cannot be accountable, do not sacrifice what you know is important to you. If you used to have a problem with people keeping their word and being accountable, if you used to have a problem with people lying and you had trust issue, don't you accept nobody who can't keep their word, who can't follow through, who don't know how to communicate. You better cut them off at the root. Nah, I'm good. You didn't want it bad enough. Let me show you how this let me show you how this blessing gonna lead with me when I shut this door. Let me show you how when I delete your phone numbers and my pictures out, how everything gonna start crumbling down. Yesterday, this is what I saw. I saw some building blocks on top of each other, more like a Jenga. You know, we used to put that little Jenga thing up. And what I saw is everything falling apart. When you leave, baby, everything about to fall apart. When you cut and see, this is God doing this because God want to give them a quick moment to try to catch it, to make it right. Because see, if you never leave, they'll never realize what they doing wrong and they'll keep doing it. So separation needed for growth. Sometimes you need to separate. Sometimes you need to step to the side just so they can realize my life is going all whack. Hold up, this was working out for me. Doors was opening for me. Hold up, I'm used to this person sending me hellos and Bible verses and praying with me and doing stuff. Yeah, Yeah, God said they need to miss it. God said, yeah, go ahead, strip it up under their feet. Go ahead, snatch the rug from up under. Go ahead, yeah, they need to value you more. Let's see if they can replace it. And for those of them who have replaced it, it's about to fall apart so quickly, they're going to come running back. And God said they ain't got that long to come running back. They're going to have to humble themselves. And when they come back, they're going to have to be correct. They're going to have to do their part. They're going to have to show up and show out, or they're going to get dismissed. And they ain't got that long, because God said you got more than one destiny partner. You got ordained spouse. He said, because he can't have you sitting there waiting on somebody to get it together. He can't have you sitting there waiting on somebody to see your value. He can't have you sitting there waiting on somebody to decide to want to communicate and build a healthy relationship with you. They ain't got that long to humble themselves and repent and turn from their wicked ways. They ain't got that long to keep walking up over you like that. They ain't got that long to keep thinking that they finna cause a problem within you, because you came healed and delivered, and they weren't healed and delivered, and God is using you to heal and deliver them. And if they can't turn from their ways to even see the blessing in their face, guess what? God said, I'm about to lead them to a reprobated mind. I'm about to lead them to their mess. I'm about to lead them to their family. I'm about to leave them working all these jobs 6 and 7 days a week from 12, 16 hours a day. God said that's going to be their lifestyle. They're going to curse themselves if they don't come back and repent. If they don't come back and turn from their ways, they about to curse themselves. He shekete de la bosha. Ooh, Jesus. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on up here and share. I just woke up and God just told me to do, but come on and share, Keith.
Ooh, blessings everybody. Ooh, this is on fire today. Listen, we done been through so many different things in relationships, and you are so right. Don't accept anything crazy. You know, people do make you feel like something's wrong with you, especially when you heal, right? And it's time to cut off people and that ain't making sense, because they just, you're not going to get to where you need to be. You're not going to get to that kingdom spouse, you know. And it's true, sometimes separation is needed for growth. I'm seeing that every day in my own life, my own situations. You got to just cut them off and not go back, because people do got to miss you, and they're going to see that you was carrying the blessing, you was carrying all that favor while their life was going so good. So man, this is such an on-time word. Thank you for sharing this, because man, ooh, got me on point. Listen, 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 people, listen, because we are all grown. We all getting where we need to be. Don't sacrifice a lot of things. And I'm so grateful for Dr. D, because sometimes, you know, she wakes you up from where you need to be. Get out of that spot that you are, and don't get comfortable with people and accepting things. So put yourself first, you know your worth. God has done a lot of work on you and healing. Don't go backwards. Continue to go forward. And that's what I got to say.
Come on, Marnie, you want to share? Blessings, Miss Mac.
Blessings, blessings. You know, Dr. D, you always got an on time word. And, you know, my separation is not male female relationships, it's with family, you know, and they carry the same type of a burden as the male female relationship do. You know, I had to let go of grown kids, I had to let go of mama and daddy. I was the person that was used and abused. You know, I've been reflecting over my life in the last few days, and I understood why I sat up and let men treat me the way I allowed them to treat me, because of the way I grew up and because of the way that I was introduced to relationships as a child by seeing um, my parents in their relationships when they weren't together, and sometimes when they was together. You know, I just appreciate an on time word, because it gives me clarification on what I'm thinking about, what I'm feeling, how I'm perceiving, how I'm just looking at different things, you know. And sometimes we need to be reminded of what we already know, and that's just to keep your guards up and don't settle for less, you know, because a lot of times we get in that lonely season where we want just what we want and we'll settle, you know. And God don't sit up and have us settle. He gives us what we need, how we need it, when we need it, and he don't expect for us to settle because he's not gonna settle for nothing that we do that's out of order. He want us to be respected. He want us to respect him. It's a two-way street. If you want what you want, you got to give what you asking for. Treat people like you want to be treated. And a lot of times we forget that in a relationship because either we on the giving end or the receiving end. Either we gonna give the no respect or we gonna receive the no respect. And it's ordained when we don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. And I'm waiting on mine. I'm sitting on my loyals. I'm just waiting on mine because I know that he's still in the oven. And I'm still in the oven. I ain't gonna settle because I'm lonely. I ain't gonna settle because I just want somebody. God has given us individuals where if you lonely, you could go to your friends and kick it with them. It ain't the same as a relationship, but it'll suffice some of that loneliness, And when we do go through, it's for us to help the next person along the way not fall into that trap, and I'm grateful that God put people in our lives and put people in our way that we can learn from, and I'm grateful that God kept you up to give this word because a lot of us need to hear it, whether we in a relationship, coming out of a relationship, or getting ready to go into one. We still need good orderly direction, and God ain't gonna have you sitting up all night tossing and turning not to give good orderly direction. And I'm just grateful that you were obedient in giving it because it helps in more than just a male female relationship. It helps in family. It helps you understand not to sacrifice your healing with your family too. It helps you not to sacrifice your healing with people that you come in contact with. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for less in your family. Stand on your ground. He give us understanding. He give us morals and values. He give us good orderly direction for us to stand and to stand tall and to be respected, to let them understand that you got to give respect to receive respect. And on that note, I'm just gonna be quiet. Thank you.
Amen. Blessings, you all. For those of you who just came in, the word for the day was don't sacrifice your healing. Because God has already healed you in that area. Because a lot of us don't know how to stay healed. That's because we think when God has healed us in our heart and we feel like we can get in a relationship, we go out and still hang around friends who lie, who manipulate, who cheat, who have multiple boyfriends or multiple girlfriends, and we don't understand that God looks at this. This allows us to go back into needing a healing. My testimony was God told me that I'm keep having to heal you in the place that I've already healed you. So that means I closed the wound and you keep allowing the wound to open because you keep hanging around people, regardless of if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to other people. And this is you able to see them mistreating other people. So you're going to think there's another man that comes in your life going to do the same thing that these brothers are doing. So for instance, I had trust issues. I had trust issues because it started in my house. If you all want to start walking with God and God does things decent and in order. If he hadn't started pointing that stuff in your house that you think that your husband cheated on you first, the husband didn't cheat on you first. It was happening in your house first, where your mom and your dad was, where whoever raised you, it started there. So God is he just one of those people. He gonna just go to the root and dig it up. So if God hasn't even got you to the point to accept the accountability of your family, you hadn't even began your journey with God in order. He does things decent and in order. So I had to learn that my grandmother, she had 2 men staying with us. She had one in the room with her and one on the couch. She had one that would come every day and pick those 2 up and take him to work with him. She was sleeping with all 3 of these men at the same time. Now, when I'm young, so it's not really doing nothing to me. I'm just looking at ways to ask for money because I'm like, oh, can I have some money? Can I have some money? But I saw my grandmother have 3 men at one time. I saw my aunties have more than one man. I seen my auntie, she was married and she was cheating on her husband, and then a baby came out of that and she told the husband it was his baby. So I came from a family who manipulated, who lied, who cheated, who were Jezebels, who were Ahabs, who were pimps, who were whores. So my trust issues started from my house. It did not start from the outside. By the time I got into the streets, they just added to what my family had already added to. So the reason why God is saying cut your family off, disconnect from these people, because God is trying to bring you on the outside looking in. You're on the inside. So when you're in the inside, you have no problem accepting all this stuff that's happening in your life because you're a part of it, because you know the people that are coming. He like, now, hey, auntie, hey, grandma, hey, this. Everybody was my granddaddy. Everybody was my daddy. So that's just how I was raised. I was raised that this my granddaddy, that's my granddaddy, because she was sleeping with all 3 of them. So by the time God pulled me out of it, I'm able to sit back and look at, oh my God, the whores. And it was the fact that I think my grandmother had passed and I went to the wake, but I didn't go to the funeral. And that's because I started learning, let the dead bury the dead. So God was saying to me, these people dead. They're not even alive. They don't even believe in Jesus. They don't even live according to my ways, according to my righteousness. Why you going to a funeral? Nobody understood why I didn't go to my grandmother's funeral. And I'm like, I'm not going to a funeral for y'all to lie and put her in heaven when I know she going to hell. She going to hell because of the choices and decisions that she made on earth. And this is why she lost her mind before she left this place. So I can't sit here and go to a funeral and watch y'all lie that somebody going to heaven when I know the way that they lived on earth was not of God. I just can't do it. And this is why God say, let the dead bury the dead. I do not go to funerals. And once you start growing and maturing in God, you learn to stop people pleasing. You learn to stop doing what people expect you to do. You learn to stop doing what people want you to do. You just start doing what God wants you to do. You got to get in that place where I only obey God, and it don't matter if it don't look right to you. I don't care. I'm going to obey God because I fear God. So it's some stuff I just don't do no more, like going to funerals. I do not talk to that side of the family because of the stuff that they doing. I'm not knocking them. If that's the way they want to live their life in a cycle, if that's the way they want to live their life, constantly need a healing and a delivering, then hey, it is what it is. That's on them. If they want to drink their life away, if they want to smoke their life away and pop pills and manipulate their kids and run circles around their kids and let men use them and get over on each other, if that's their life, baby, I let them have it. But I'm not going to be associated with people like that, because God pulled me on the outside and I started looking in. I started seeing that my problems, that all my issues that I had with men or women or just period, why I didn't have good relationship was because I didn't have a good relationship in my family. I didn't have a good example of a good relationship in my family. Everybody was cheating, lying, and deceiving each other. So God said, let me start building a relationship with you. For those of you who having a problem sitting in that place with God to build that good relationship, you're going to miss the whole journey of what God is trying to do. He's trying to heal and deliver you, but he's trying to give you an example of somebody to count on. He's trying to give you an example of somebody to look up to. Because your mother and father weren't no good, because your grandmother was not no good, because your auntie and uncle was not no good, God is trying to show you that I can be better. If you depend on me, that I'm trustworthy, that you can lean on me, that I don't even change. I'm the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. That you don't even have to worry about me switching up. That if I did it before, I'm going to do it again. You can count on me. I'm reliable. I'm trustworthy. And this is God trying to build you and show you what a healthy relationship is. The problem is we don't want to go through the process and learning what a healthy relationship is, that we literally settle just to have a relationship. And it's not about you settling just to have a relationship. It's about you seeing an example of a healthy one so you can know how to build healthy relationships. Learning how to communicate, learning how to say, hey, baby, I'm going over my auntie house. I'm going to the museum. I'm going to this party. Just learning how to just communicate better. That plays a big part. Some people don't know how to do that without feeling like, well, I got to tell you everywhere I'm going. You ain't my mama. You ain't my dad. It has nothing to do with that. It's building a healthy relationship so that you won't cause me to need another healing, so that I won't cause you to be needing a healing. Because if I got to worry about where you at and what you doing and you ain't answering the phone, now the enemy playing mind games. Now I got seeds in my head like, why he ain't answering the phone? He must be with a man. Why she ain't answering the phone? She must be with a woman. Like, what's going on? Why you ain't answering the phone? And all you got to do is communicate with me to keep me at ease so I can stay healed. And what I'm saying is that people don't know how to heal each other. They don't know how to do what they need to do to make sure the other person is at peace, to make sure that everything is flowing like it needs to. We want to walk all over people and mistreat them and think they're supposed to be there when we need them. That's not how you build a healthy relationship. Matter of fact, you reminded me of my past, of what God brought me out of with my family. You reminded me of some people in my family, and I'm not willing to sacrifice my healing to stay attached to you. I'm not willing to sacrifice my deliverance to hold on to you. So I'm going to cut this at the root. God is separating the wheat from the tare. I know you just met these people and they not showing up and they not doing their part and they not coming through and they not communicating and they not making you what you call that? Holy Spirit, give me the word. They not making you a priority. So if they can't make you a priority, baby, they not gonna make you a priority and later on. So what God would do is cause a separation. He gonna pull you away from them, and I know it's gonna hurt and I know you gonna miss them, but hopefully they ain't too foolish that they'll realize that, dang, I ain't been talking to her. I was having good days at first and this was happening. I was a little more happier. They were speaking life into me. Hopefully they'll realize it before it's too late. But I need to separate y'all because I need them to value you. I need you to stop settling. I need you to stop sacrificing your help, your healing. I need you to stop sacrificing your joy and your peace and your happiness just to have a piece of somebody who don't even know how to treat you, who don't even know how to have a healthy relationship but want to be married. What I look like giving them a spouse when they can't even build a relationship, a healthy relationship, when they don't even know how to communicate right to keep you healed, to keep you at peace, to keep joy, happiness in this relationship. It's so easy to make a phone call. It's so easy to send a text. And if you can't even wake up and send me a text, if I can't even be a priority, baby, I ain't gonna be a priority later. I need you to stand on business about me. I need you to include me right now in your family. I don't even care if I ain't met them, but I need you to come in. Hey, baby, I'm finna such and such, such and such. If you can't already see me as your wife before we become the wife and the husband, baby, you ain't gonna do it later on. You gonna be putting me last. You gonna be forgetting about me then. You gonna forget to text me and call me then. And this is why relationships ain't working. These people that y'all meeting right now, if they telling y'all they was finna get married and it didn't work out, if they was just in a relationship and it didn't work out, if they been in all these different relationships and they ain't been in something wrong with these people. Something wrong with these people and they been in all these relationships and ain't nothing fell through and ain't nothing followed through. They lacking something. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to process their emotions. The way that they moving is not healthy. They're moving as if they're single, but they're talking about they want to be married. You're going to have to show me that you got a lifestyle living as a spouse. I need to know that you ready to prepare to pull me in your life, that it ain't hard for you to manage me and balance me, that you have no problem waking up and taking accountability when you wrong, that you have no problem making me a priority in your life by sending me a text and bringing me a phone call. I'm not sacrificing communication. I don't want bad communication. I need you to have some healthy communication with me. And if you can't communicate with me, baby, we can't rock nothing. We can't do nothing. Matter of fact, I'm starting to see why your relationships didn't work. I'm starting to see why you're not married already. And I'm watching these people who over 40 years old and they not married. I'm watching these people who 40 some years old and they ain't in no healthy relationship. I'm watching these people who got this mindset that they single, but they want to be married and it ain't mixing. Like it ain't mixing like it's supposed to mix if you want to be married. Because if you want to be married and you been single, baby, you gonna have no problem making sure I got gas in my car. You ain't gonna have no problem making sure that you send some money over here to pay a bill. You ain't gonna have no problem making sure it's some food in the house for me and these kids. That's if you claim to want to be married. Now, we ain't gotta wait till you come here. You a man and you claim to want to be a husband. So what a husband gonna do is, baby, y'all good over there? Y'all got that? You such and such, you that, and the other. We don't need nobody who trying to do it just to get some clap. Because, you know, some people will literally try to do stuff like that just because they prey on you. They want you to feel like that that, oh, look what I'm doing. I'm doing this. I know she ain't got nobody, because people have bad intentions. I'm talking about the people with the good heart. They led to do this. It's a lifestyle. You didn't do it 1 or 2 times. You have made it a priority. Baby, I'm finna go to the grocery store. Let me send you some money for some groceries. You need some household stuff. Do the kids need anything? I'm talking about you make it a priority that you got your own house and I got mine, but you making sure when you go to the store, you making sure you ask me, do I need something from the store? I need somebody who got that mindset as a spouse. Not I gotta wait till we get married for you to figure it out. Then you gonna start deciding on if you want to do something like a spouse. I need the spouse before I see the spouse. And that's faith. I need to know that you're ready to pay the car note right now before you get in the house to drive the car. I need to know that you're ready to pay some of the house note right now before you get in the house. That's what a man gonna do. He know you got bills. He know you got kids. He know you need some stuff. I don't need nobody who's saying, well, we not in the house yet. Well, we not married yet. Well, why I gotta tell you this? Because it's called communicating. Because I'm trying to build a healthy relationship. Now, either you want a healthy relationship or you just don't know what a healthy relationship is. God said, hold these people accountable. And when you say what you say to them, and if they try to make you feel bad for standing on business, for making them accountable, baby, we're not settling. God said, do not settle. Don't settle for nobody giving you a little piece of that. Hold up. I used to have trust issues, and now I ain't got trust issues. I just let you in and I'm communicating with you. I used to didn't even communicate. And now I'm communicating. I'm letting you know what's going on because I don't want you. See, I had to be in a bad relationship to know how not to have a bad relationship. I had to feel like that. I ain't got to tell you my every move to feel like that. Hold up. If I just tell you where I'm going, that's good communication. You ain't over there worried about if I'm laid up with a man or cheating with a man because you know where I'm at. But when people not used to having no healthy relationship, baby, they gonna overlook that. It ain't gonna even look right. They're gonna be like, oh, she telling me where she at. Well, I ain't finna tell her where I'm at. That ain't got nothing to do with her. We ain't married. We ain't together. Just because you got that mindset of a little boy or a little girl and you thinking like that, baby, we can't even mix. We can't even make nothing. We can't create nothing. All you gonna do is create a problem. All you gonna do is tear down what God just built up. You gonna need me to need a healing again. That's okay. You take your unhealed butt right on over there. You take your unhealed butt right on over there, baby. I don't need you over there. Blessings, prophetess, billionaire. I don't need you over here. For those of you who just came in the room, I'm gonna give you a recap. We're talking about healthy relationships. God is saying, do not sacrifice what I have healed you from. Because God has already healed us in the area of trust, of love, because some of us didn't even want to love again. Some of us didn't want to be in no relationships, but God has healed you. God is saying, don't sacrifice this. When you hang around people that lie, that cheat, that manipulate, this is you needing another healing. Whether you know it or not, we think just because we're not doing that, it doesn't affect us. But even looking on the outside, looking in, dealing with people who go through stuff like this causes a problem with you. It makes you feel like, well, how I know that you ain't doing the same thing my friend dude was doing, because this was the same thing he was doing. It ain't got nothing to do. They different people. They ain't moving the same. So I had to learn that my grandmother then were liars and cheaters. My grandmother had 2 or 3 men. She had 2 of them staying in the house with her. The other one would come pick the other 2 up. And then she had another one that was with her brother that worked at the graveyard with her brother. So when I say, and she would send them 2 to work with the third one, and then she'll let the 4th one come pick her up while all 3 of them was together. And every last one of them paid her. When they came back from working that day, baby, her hand was out. And this how she had it so smooth. Half of them worked with her brother at the graveyard, so the brother would already give her half of their money. And he would only give them half of their money. And my grandma would get the other half. And when they came home, she took the rest of their money. I seen my grandma do some stuff, baby. So my trust issues came from people in my house, from manipulation, from lying, from cheating. So I be doggone damn cookie if I'm going to accept somebody who can't be consistent with me, who can't see that this how we build a healthy relationship so that I won't have trust issues. You don't even care enough about me to not even have to wonder. You ought to not even want me to be wondering and trying to figure out if you cheating or not, or if you this or not. Baby, communicate with me. Talk to me. This is called being healthy. I don't need no toxicity. I don't want to have to find out. Like, don't make me have to figure out what you doing. I ain't talked to you in 2 or 3 days. Like, who disappears off of the earth and then say, oh, I'm collecting myself. So you lacking emotional intelligence at the same time. You don't even know how to process stuff as it happening. You gonna go get in your little bubble, baby. Nah, baby, I'm gonna need you to grow up. I'm gonna need you to get yourself together, because you can't put no ring on my finger. If you can't make me a priority right now, we ain't doing that. You ain't putting no ring on my finger and I ain't important to you. Now, if you can't put me first right now, baby, you ain't gonna put me first later. It's like saying I'm gonna lose weight on New Year's resolution, and when New Year's resolution came, you gonna gain 20 pounds. You never even started your diet. You never even started walking. Now keep that. You can lose me with that. We don't need no lies. Now I got to come over here and get healed by God again because you can't even keep it real. You can't even keep it 100. I'm finding out that these 40 and up men, they more childish than the younger men. And this is why a whole lot of people dating young men right now. Y'all getting mad at these women because they choosing people who 20, 30, 40 some years old when these old men ain't worth nothing. They around here cheating. They around here lying. They got chains big as they face around their neck. Like what I'm walking with a actor, a rapper. I was talking to a guy who was 49 years old, and it was just a mindset. I feel like he was 20 some years old, and I'm sitting here like, is you about to die or something? Because I know when they get old, they start turning into children. So I'm like, is this nigga about to die or something? Because what, you a rapper? Why you got a big chain around your neck like you forgot a portion of your life and you trying to make it up or something? Are you having some type of like relapse or something? Somebody done hurt your heart or your feelings and you feel like you got to go back to when you was young to try to make up time? Like, what's wrong with these people? These people 40 and messed up. And then we get the 20, 30-year-olds and y'all want to make these people feel bad because you got a 40-year-old woman who dating somebody who's 28. Baby, they more mature than the 40-year-olds. They know how to communicate better than the 40-year-olds. They more manly than a 40-year-old. I'm talking about, I'm meeting 40-year-olds and 49-year-olds, baby, who are mentally messed up and all they care about is money. All they care about is working a job. They stuck in routine, work 6-7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day. They do 50, 40,000 things. They want to be a part of everything but what God telling them to be a part of, and they want a wife. At this point, if this man ain't walking in ministry, I don't even want him. Because in order to get somebody healed and delivered, baby, they walking in ministry. I'm sorry. Now, if you got the patience to wait for somebody to go through because most of these people, they be like, I got trust issues. Most of them doubtful. Most of them fearful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and claim it right now. And you've been saying you want somebody healed and delivered because you tired of dating men and women who ain't right, who need healing, who hold on to their past. I come to tell you, you're gonna date somebody in the church, you're gonna date somebody in ministry. They're gonna be walking in purpose. And so for the women who walking in purpose, who waiting on God to send them a man, and the man who waiting on God to send them a woman, if you want somebody healed and delivered, baby, they walk with God. They in ministry. They walking in purpose. So we gonna just go ahead and change up what we want and what we like. That man that's sitting next to you in the bed, if he ain't walking in purpose for God, baby, he ain't the one for you. He need a healing and a deliverance. And if he ain't trying to beat you to the altar, baby, get rid of him. It's time out for people pleasing. It's time out for just accepting people because I'm 40, 50 years old. I just ain't got the patience to get back in the dating scene. Well, you better have the patience to get in the dating scene because you're sleeping with a demon. You're sleeping with somebody that's running from God. You sleeping with somebody that ain't walking in purpose. So that means they in disobedience. No, just go ahead and look next to you. I got pillows next to me. Go look next to you. Is they walking in purpose? Do they tell you they got some? Do they tell you? No, I got some. I'm a little jealous. No, I can't take nothing like that. I'm a little jealous. No, I just don't want you to do that. Are they controlling? I just don't want you to do that. Why you can't do this right here? Because I told you to. Baby, I ain't your child. If they got some trust issues, they jealous, they envious, they got control issues, baby, we can't be together. You a demon. I want somebody healed. Why are we making people feel bad for walking with God? Why are we making people feel bad? Why are we discounting the people who are whole, who going through the process of healing, who walking with God and going through purpose? Why are we discounting these people? Like, when do we get to a point that we don't want nobody who healed? When do we get to a point that we like the demon so much that we rather settle for the demon than get somebody who got their breakthrough, who been delivered, who been healed? Like, y'all so backwards. We looking over the people who going through the process of healing, who going through the process to be delivered, who separating from their family. Oh, I just want a family-oriented man. Let me tell you what a family-oriented man. That means that they gonna build a family with you, not you including them, not them including you in their family. Because their family messed up. And if God wanted you to have the messed up family, he'd have kept you with yours. The fact that he pulled you away from your family, why would he send you to a man who got a messed up family? So we want the family-oriented woman and a family-oriented man. That means they're going to be attached to some people that God done sent them to. It ain't going to be your family, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it ain't going to be your family. Stop trying to bring them inside your family. God creates family. So if that man can't pack up and leave his family, leave him with his family. Because y'all be talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Y'all be talking about the blessing, the wealth. The wealth come when you leave the family to go create family, not for you to still hang on to your family. It don't work like that. You can't take God's word and add to it and take away. Because y'all think, oh, I'm going to get that wealth for no, oh yeah, my grandkids going to be blessed. My lineage going to be blessed. How? When you ain't even let your family go. How? When you ain't even cut them off. Abraham had to cut them off and get a wife, and they left and went halfway across the world. It never said he came back home. So how you thinking you gonna get a blessing and you doing the opposite of what Abraham did? Make it make sense. Some of y'all will never get that wealth anointing that comes with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because you ain't gonna never leave your family. You ain't gonna never leave them alone because you feel like you need them. You need them more than you need God. And that's why God told you to cut them out, because he want to show you that he can be all that you need. The fact that you don't even want to sacrifice them to go through the process to see God heal and deliver you, to see God build up trust in you, to see God come through for you. The fact that you don't even want God to do it. You won't even go through the process so he can do it, so he can prove himself to you. Lets me know that you like toxicity. Lets me know that you like to be around people that lie and cheat and manipulate. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I said, it does not pay to be a good woman. It does not pay to be a good man. We get looked over just for walking with God. We could say we're in ministry and people run. But I thought you wanted somebody healed. Who you thought was going to be healed? I thought you wanted somebody delivered. I thought you wanted somebody that knew who they was, that know their identity, that's not weak. I thought you wanted somebody that ain't double-minded. I thought you wanted somebody that got a good heart. Those people walk with God. Those people in ministry. No, come on now. We got to be honest with each other, because some of y'all in relationships and them people ain't in ministry. Y'all in relationships with people that ain't in ministry, baby. They still need a healing. They still need to be delivered. They still holding on to their family. How could you possibly think God is going to bless that? Like I used to say, why don't all the drug addicts go be with the drug addicts? Why do the drug addicts always get with somebody who healed or delivered? We always with somebody we got to hide from getting high with. Like I used to date people and they used to have to hide. They'll give me money to go shopping so they can get high in the house. Why don't you just date somebody who gonna accept how you are? Why you gotta date me and be hiding from me getting high? Why? Just go date who just like you. Why don't the people who healed and delivered date the people who healed and delivered? Come on, baby, come on. Because it's 90 of us in here. We claim to want stuff, but why don't you date people who healed and delivered? You healed and delivered. Why don't you want somebody who healed and delivered, who went through the process? If a person can't come tell me a testimony that God brought you up and out, I don't even want you. If you don't even have discernment to see what's in your face, I don't even want you. If God ain't told you to leave your parents and walk on a journey with him, I don't even want you. The blessing can't even come to you, because you ain't even walked in your Abraham. Ever since I've been in Texas, I've been meeting people who God just sent them here. I just met a man who just left Mississippi to come to Texas. I just met somebody who just left California to come to Texas. When I say God is sending people to Texas and people are packing up and uprooting and getting to Texas, my man need a testimony. My man need to be willing to leave his family and go to a land that God should show him. My man need to be doing ministry. I met a guy who was working in the hospital field, and at night he was working at the strip club as a bouncer, as security. And I didn't want to talk to him because I was like, oh Lord, this man in there. But God said he on assignment. And I told him he was on assignment. But I didn't even want to talk to him because I was like, oh, Jesus, he working at the strip club at night. I was like, I don't know if I can handle that. Baby. I repent, God. You send me whoever, baby, long as they willing to go on assignment. Long as they willing to pack up and obey you and get to the place that you shall show them. Forgive me because I knew not what I was saying. Because I don't want the one who's stuck at the house. I don't want the one who's sitting up under their mama. I don't want the one who won't even cook but go to their mama restaurants every day because they ain't they mama, they wife, they sister, they wife. The devil is a liar. I don't want the one who afraid to leave the old place to go to the new. I don't want the one who ain't open enough to learn something new. I don't want the one who can't be accountable. I don't want the one who can't multitask. I don't want the one who can't hear God for themselves. I don't want the one who ain't obedient. I don't want the one. Now look at the one next to you. Have they left their mama? Do they obey God? Or do their parents still got a hold on them? You know, it's a difference from being family oriented and you always got to go to your mama. I was talking to a guy. He told me, I'm not going to be like my brother that when his wife don't want to come down here for a family gathering, he don't come. I said, that's how it's supposed to be. He ain't supposed to leave her at home just to come down here with y'all. That's his family. The fact that he saw something wrong with it. And I got to share this. When you all get married, if your spouse don't get along with your family, if your family don't like your spouse, don't make them go sit around your family. You fake as they are. Just for you trying to pull your spouse in an environment that they know is unhealthy and toxic. That they know them people don't like them, and for you to try to make them be around them just because they your family, you fake. And they need to leave you and divorce you. Because you're not protecting them. And you making them not trust you. Because why would I go sit around people who don't like me, who fake? And the fact that you would leave me at home to go be around them, baby, I need you to stay around them because I'm finna go. I just left a man in Valdosta because of that. Let me tell you what he did. God made me expose some stuff that the family was doing. They didn't like it. They got mad. Somebody heard it on my live. They took the video and spreaded it across the whole family. Everybody heard it. He gonna come tell me, will you apologize to everybody? I said, nope. What I'm apologizing for? God wasn't pleased of it. He made me speak on it. I didn't choose to speak on it. I could care less what y'all were doing. Matter of fact, I was sitting there laughing and trying to flag the lady down so y'all can get some more to act stupid. God rebuked me because he was like, I didn't send you in there to egg that on. So I had to repent. But at the same time, God wasn't pleased and God made me expose it. So they felt like I shouldn't have did that. Who am I to come in and speak on how they are? I said, but they do it, don't it? Did I lie? They were doing it. Oh, okay, so I didn't lie. All right. So when they start having stuff, they would tell him I couldn't come. So he would leave me at the house and go. And I'm sitting there on live with y'all. And I'm like, what type of man think I'm going to be with him? And you quick to leave me for your family. Go be with your family, baby. You don't want no woman. You want a fool. You want somebody who's going to come in and be a part of what y'all got going on. And I can't be a part of what y'all got going on. God ain't pleased of that. The fact that he said they husbands are okay with them doing it. I said, just because they husband okay with them doing it. And I'm saying this to, it's 91 of us on here. Just because the people in the family do it, that don't mean God pleased of them do it. So just because the husband or the wife okay with them smoking and drinking, don't mean God pleased of them doing it. So when God send you in, it's for you to do the total opposite. Don't conform to the way and do what they doing. Now, I didn't smoke or drink, but I was sitting there looking at them like, wow. I saw all the women drinking. The men didn't drink, but they were smoking. Or the men were just sitting there looking. And what I saw is that the tables turned. I saw that the women, they were working in corrections, and they was the man, and the men were the women. And the women ran everything. That's what I saw, and it was just backwards. And my friend, he was like, you gonna apologize to them? And I said, nope. I said, but what I will is give insight and clarity to the person who started the mess so they can go fix the mess. So he didn't want me to know who spreaded the rumor, so he never told me. He wanted me to apologize to everybody so that I wouldn't know who actually spreaded it. And I was like, nope, you can let me talk to the person who spreaded the rumor. who took my video and sent it to everybody. And then she can go, when I give her insight and clarity, she can go back and fix what she started. He did not want me to do this, so I didn't never apologize because I'm not a people pleaser. I'm going to obey God. I was not sent there to conform to y'all way and do what y'all wanted to do. And just because people accept it and just because people are okay with what y'all doing don't mean God okay with it. I ain't sent in to do what you want me to do. I'm sent in to do what God want me to do because I fear God. And what God was doing was sending me in to be an example, because we got a whole bunch of people claiming to know God and claiming to walk with God, but they think they can do whatever they want to. Because I can speak in tongues and I go to church, and because I believe in God, and because my grandma took me to church when I was little, does not mean you have a relationship with God. It does not mean you can go out here and smoke and drink and do hooker. I don't care if hooker ain't no real drug. You can't do it. It mess up your lungs. Why would you want to steal, kill, and destroy yourself by smoking? So the fact that you can't even make good judgment calls and not do something that'll harm you lets me know that you're not even mature. Okay. All right. So it's a whole bunch of grown children out here, and because we've been told we 18, we can buy that and drink that, we think it's okay to do, but God ain't pleased. God did not create that system. Man created that system to make you go farther from God, to pull you away from God. Because y'all sitting around here drunk listening to Sexy Red and think God pleased. And then want to pray when your bill ain't due. But you weren't praying when you was in there trying to shake a tail feather with Sexy Red. Okay. We ain't going to talk about that then. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and share what God told me. God said, do not sacrifice your healing, because I have already healed you in this place. I don't want to keep having to heal you in the same place. You're going to have to start making good judgment calls. You're going to have to use discernment. You're going to have to start saying that, this ain't going to be healthy. This a little toxic. Like I tell people, I be like, you toxic. If you can't call and communicate with me, if you call me one day, it like you call me every day and then up out the blue, just don't call one day. Like what's wrong? You can't communicate. Come on now. So I'm finding that a whole lot of people, like they ain't got emotional intelligence, that they lack their peace. They don't even know how to get peace. They all over the place. They over 40 and they working all these jobs and all these hours, and everybody chasing money. These people been on sold their souls. They sold their souls to these jobs, trying to get careers. I want somebody that trusts God, that depend on God, that God keeping them, that God unhealed them and delivered them. I need to hear, what's your testimony? You ain't even got to know the scripture, baby. Has God saved and delivered you from something? Have you left your family yet? Because it's only the people that have left their family who really can go through a healing and a deliverance process. Because if you can't leave your family, that means every time God heal and deliver you, you're going to go back around them and you're going to need it again, because they're going to keep showing you stuff. They're going to keep doing stuff that's going to remind you of your past, that's going to remind you of when you needed a healing and why you needed a healing, why you didn't date and why you ain't never wanted to get married. And God wants you to be married. He don't want to bring you in a place where he don't want you to be married. So why would I let you hang around people that cause you to not want to be married? Why? Why would I bring you around people that's going to cause you to speak against the word of God? God said no man should be alone. No man. There's one man too. So the fact that you go around your family and they be lying and cheat, because the first thing we'll say is that's why I ain't in no relationship. That right there. That's why I don't trust nobody. That right there. It be the first thing we say. Soon we see something in the family, we be like, see right there. That's why that's why I'm by myself. And you won't even let these people go so God can show you that ain't your ending. That he promised you something. And what we want to do is we want to skip the process of getting a spouse, but we want God to bring us the wealth that comes with the spouse. Oh, I'm going to be blessed. Oh, God going to do this for me. God opening up doors for me. No, baby, you open them up for yourself, because there's a way that God does things. And if it does not have that spouse, if you hadn't even changed your mind about wanting a spouse, if you won't even go through the process of being healed and delivered, baby, you can't get the spouse that comes with the wealth. And this is what the enemy trick y'all at, because y'all think y'all gonna get a piece of what God done promised you. When it's like winner takes all. It's like we all come together. It's like we get all of it or you get nothing. Now the enemy make you think you blessed, because y'all go to these jobs and y'all be like, baby, my check, that, and I get paid and this, that, and your hands, Yeah. What you doing with your hands making you money. You making yourself get a check, not God. You. There's a way God expects you to do what he wants you to do in order to get that blessing. That Deuteronomy 28. It's a way that comes, that it's like decency and in order. It's something that comes with it. And if you, I remember when I had people in my ministry and they would come over here and God would just let them come because God accepts you the way you are. And then after a few months, like 4 or 5 months, God will start saying it's time to move. And God only be trying to make y'all move because he be trying to get you away from y'all family. Because if he just flat out said, I want you to get away from your family and cut your mama off, y'all will never leave. So God will be like, I want you to move. Start looking for a house. The problem is y'all be thinking God wants y'all to find a house next to y'all family in the same city as your family. Like, what's the point of moving if you can just crank up your car and drive where they at? You might well stay where they at. Come on now, make it make sense, because y'all be trying to fool God and think God's stupid or something. So I be like, ask God where he wants you to go. Because he ain't going to tell you to leave and then you can crank up and be at your mama's house in 45 minutes. He will tell you to leave it and they're going to be about 10 hours away, 5 hours, 7. Because y'all be thinking y'all can do what y'all want to when y'all come over here and walk with God. That's why he didn't tell Abraham where he was going, because if he had told Abraham where he was going, Abraham probably wouldn't have went. He said, go to the place that I'm going to show you. Some of y'all done already visited some of these places before. He done shown it to you. Some of y'all was hearing it on the radio and they was talking about go to such and such. Some of y'all seen it in the magazine. He done already showed you. You just don't want to accept where he telling you to go. You got to go through the process, baby. The process is leaving the family, creating your own family with your husband and your spouse. He ain't sending you nobody for y'all to stay around the corner from your mama or an hour from your mom. No, because you know how much hold your mama gonna have on you while you married? You gonna be running over there calling her. They gonna be coming over there bringing you food. Like, why they bringing you food and you got a whole wife? Now, I'm not knocking if I'm sick or something or they just made your favorite thing. But when I was dating the guy in Valdosta, listen, them people were trying to bring him food almost every day. I was like, you got a whole woman that cook 3 times a day in here. Like, they just want to pop up at your house. I had to tell him, quit telling your mom, tell your mom and your sister to call her before they pop up in my house. This my house. This our house. And just because I'm with you don't mean they can just pop up and come to my house. Baby, we got to have respect. I don't just pop up and come to your house. Matter of fact, y'all be have something going on and your son tell me that mama them having a barbecue and then that's how I know. So why y'all just popping up at my house? And then you bringing food as if I'm not feeding him. And really what you're trying to do is keep a hold on him. Because that's what y'all family do. They doing witchcraft. And they want to feed you to keep that hold on you that you need them when you got a whole wife or a whole husband. And this why God be saying get away from them, because he already know their tendencies. He already know what they gonna do behind your back. He already know the plan, plot, or scheme to sabotage the relationship. So God be like, go on over yonder. Don't ask no questions. I'm protecting you. I'm keeping you from some mess that's gonna stir up in a couple of months if you stay. That's why I told him I didn't come here to stay in this little city. I came to get you. But some of these people don't even want to leave. God be sending you to come be with these people to get them, and y'all be thinking y'all supposed to stay. I went to Valdosta to get a man. And God wanted him to see that I was the woman, wife, and mother that he needed. The mother to his kids and the woman and the wife that he needed to support him, to stand by him, and to be there for him. It was time for him to lose his mother. It was time for him to lose his sister. The fact that he wanted me to stay in that little bit of time, when I understood the assignment, when I came, I understood I was just coming to get you. The fact that he didn't want to go. And God said, time to go. And God was like, pack your bags up. Let's go on to Georgia. Going on up towards Atlanta. And I did. The fact that I met a 49-year-old man up in Atlanta who got a chain on this big and always at the strip club, who got so many women. The fact that he was a warlock who prey on people. But by the time he got to me, he ran from me because he couldn't control me. And God was like, pack up and go to Texas. See, even God would try to heal and deliver a witch and a warlock. Only God can send them, because people be praying. They be like, if I just had a woman or a man that did this, they don't actually believe that God would send them these people. If I had somebody that just loved me for me and not for what I have, and then it just seemed like God dropped them out the sky. I was just with somebody that I had to tell them I love them every day, and I had to tell them why I love them every day. I have never done that in my life. Come on, tap the screen, get Dr. D some love. I was literally just in a situationship with a guy, and God was like, tell him you love him and tell him why you love him. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I had to tell the man every day that I loved him, and he didn't even have to say it back. And that's because God was trying to heal him, and God was trying to let him see, here goes somebody loving you regardless of your credit score. Here goes somebody loving you regardless of if you got money in the bank account. Here goes somebody loving you regardless of if you got a haircut. Here goes somebody loving you regardless of if y'all having sex every day. And that's because we go to God asking for stuff, but we really don't even think he'll give it to us. And when it comes, we be ready to run. He was like, I can't tell you yet. He was like, I'm so scared, but forget it. I'm finna go all the way in. That's what he told me after so long of me constantly saying it. Like, I would be having a conversation and God would say, tell him you love him. I'm like, huh? I just met him. Within a month, I was telling the man I love him. And I had to tell him why. So I would say stuff like, I'm in ministry, or I need this for the ministry, and he'll make it. He just stopped everything and he will make it. And God would say, now tell him you love him and tell him why. Because I have always desired somebody that would not pull me away from God. And what I mean by that, I have been dating people that have tried to make me feel bad for walking in purpose, for doing what God wants me to do, for coming on here and giving you all insight and clarity and telling y'all what thus saith the Lord. I have dated people that have felt like I shouldn't be doing it. One, as a woman, and two, because some of them been so private, they don't want nobody to know they don't know nothing. They don't want nobody to know that what they doing in their life, and they feel like I talk too much. So they were trying to pull me away from God. They wanted to make me feel bad for obeying God and doing what God was telling me to do. So I have always knew if somebody was for me, if they didn't pull me away from God. I had never met nobody like that. So when I was just talking to this guy, God was showing me that it's possible, that it's some men out here that's not going to try to pull me away from God, that they going to support me. So it was certain things that he was saying, God knew that I needed to hear it. So he had been broken in 2 relationships that did not last within the last 2 years. So stuff had been messing, stuff had been not working out for him. So maybe he was feeling unloved. So as I was telling him I love him and telling him why, God was healing him. So I was sent in his life to tell him I love him, to love on him, because he was broken. Because he had been given into people that was not deserving of his love, that he was broken down. He needed his heart mended. And in order to mend somebody, in order to teach somebody how to love, you need to go love them. So I needed to love on him. And I needed to love him regardless of the ways of the other people loved him. Because his credit he used to tell me. He was like, my credit messed up and this, that, and the other. I'm trying to catch up from my past relationships. And I'm like, I don't need your money. God provides. In the midst of God providing, this stuff would intimidate some men. Look how I'm living. This stuff will intimidate me. And how I'm going to pay for that? That's too much. Oh my God, how I'm going to do this? Baby, people get intimidated when they come over here and see what God doing in my life. And God didn't even put me in his life to intimidate him. He put me in his life so that he could see that I could love him regardless of what he thought he needed to do for me. And this is called real love. When people ain't just loving you because of what you drive and what you got in your pocket or in your bank account, when people ain't just loving you because you look good and because of who you attach to and what you do and who you know, this was called genuine love. Because think about it. God loves us regardless of how we are. He accepts us. He loves us no matter what. And the fact that a lot of people don't know what love is. They don't know what real, genuine, agape love is. That they mistreated when they get it. So I was supposed to love on somebody who was broken, who had been walked over, who had trust issues because of their past. All I had to do was not allow him to cause me to have trust issues because of his lack of accountability, because of what he had been through, him needing healing, him needing a deliverance. All I had to do was do what I was supposed to do and still keep my faith and still keep my joy and still keep my happiness. Yes, it was disappointing, but I did what I was supposed to do. I was talking to a guy last night and he was like, I just got out of a relationship in January. And he was like, I just really don't even want to be in a relationship because that hurt me so bad. I said, well, if you stop looking at the relationship as if it was supposed to be permanent when it was supposed to be temporary. Stop looking at relationships, y'all. And I'm talking to all 73 of us. When y'all get in relationships and they don't work out, it was not supposed to work out. That person was sent in your life to heal or deliver you. When I went through my divorce, I met my little baby Jeremiah. I met his father. God sent him in my life to love on me because I had just been broken during a divorce. After he did his part where I was healed and delivered, in the midst of that, I got pregnant. I wasn't supposed to be pregnant, but because I got pregnant in the midst of it, I got a little stuck with him. But at the same time, he was sent in my life to love on me when I was broken. He did his part. So God is sending people in your life to play a part in your healing. Stop getting caught up because they look good or they got this going on or you really want to do this or they look like the man or the woman that you really want to be with or you see some of your desires of what you desire from God. God knows what to send you. God knows what to bring your way to, because some of us ain't going to let certain people in. So God knows he needs to send a certain individual to open you up to do what he needs to do. This is why I say you all got to be open doing walking with God, because this process is not the regular process. This is not the process that you can get in a book and read it and be like, oh my God. Like they didn't write in the Bible, like God process going to be you meeting men and getting in relationships and moving from here, there, and everywhere just to heal and deliver you. They didn't put all of that in the Bible. Now, if you look at some of them, it do tell you that Jesus went from here, there, and everywhere. So that's a sign right there that you're going to have to go here, there, and everywhere. And if you're not willing to go here, there, and everywhere, God can't use you. So y'all got to be cautious when y'all talk about you want to walk in purpose, because purpose don't look right. Purpose don't sound right, and it don't feel good. You're going to have to leave some places, and some of the places you're going to leave so early. Like I've stayed in houses where I stayed for 2 or 3 months. I've stayed in houses for 11 months and my lease was finna be up and God kicked me out. So when I say coming over here, it don't make sense. But they didn't put fully in the Bible everything that you're going to have to sacrifice. They didn't tell you everything you're going to have to go through. And that's because the world has created a system and God has to do things based upon how we are moving and how they have created their system. So if they created a system based upon credit, based upon having a lease to a house, God got to do stuff circulating around a lease or credit. And you ain't going to understand it. Like he going to be telling you, I'm finna give you a car and you just got a car 4 months ago. He going to be saying, go and trade the car in. He going to be saying time to get a bigger house and you're going to be looking at, I just bought this house. I just got this lease. So you're not going to understand what he's telling you to do. You're going to have to be open enough to go through the process. I'm just hipping y'all today. I'm finna go lay down. I got to get these kids up for school. This was God shifting me because he told me I needed to start coming on around 5 because I'm finna start sending the kids to school. So they start today, first day. We've been here almost a month and they just going to school. And God was like, you finna have to start getting up at 5 o'clock. So he had me getting up at 6 something. So the lives I just got through doing last week and the week before that, I was getting up around 6 something. And that's because God was preparing me to have to get up at 5 when the kids go to school. I want to share this because this is what God does. He does it decent and in order. I don't want you to just start getting up at 5. Let me prepare you to start getting up at 5. What has God been trying to prepare you for, but you've been ignoring it, but you've been rolling over, but you've been blocking it and resisting it? So I'm going to get ready and get off here. Do anybody have anything to say before I get off? Amber, hey, Amber, how are you? Y'all have anything to say? If not, we're going to get on off of here and get these kids up for school. Come on now, Infinite Divine. Come on, baby. I just came to help. God said, don't sacrifice your healing. If you want somebody that's going to be trustworthy, if they don't keep their word, cut them off. If they can't be consistent, cut them off. Now, if you don't mind, if you don't want people that don't communicate that well because you don't want to communicate well, then hey, you accept it. But if you require somebody who's going to communicate well, communicating helps with your healing. And that's because if I don't have to sit right here and wonder and think about what you're doing and start doubting and start putting thoughts in my head that probably ain't even happening, all you got to do is communicate with me. So communication plays a big key in a whole lot of y'all healing and deliverance. If you all lack healing, if you all want healing and deliverance and a person is not communicating with you, baby, they ain't doing nothing but making your situation worse. And I need somebody who willing to heal me and deliver me just like I'm willing to heal and deliver you. I don't want no one-way street. Like, don't come and just try to take from me, but you ain't trying to pour back into me. Like, I don't want that. If you can't pour back into me and I'm pouring into you, baby, that we ain't mixing. God said give and receiving. So even in this season, if a person not willing to give you what you willing to give them, if they not willing to sow back into you, if they not willing to pour back into you, baby, dismiss yourself. If they having a problem with trust, they telling you that they got trust issues. If they not trying to go through the process of getting healed and delivered or they trust issues, you need to cut these people out. If they hang around people, if they telling you they hang around people and they don't trust these people or these people be lying and it's causing them to still have trust issues, because I have heard people be like, I don't trust that person. I'm like, why you still hang around them? All they doing is making you have more trust issues. The fact that we can't even cut off the people that's causing us to have more trust issues, we'll never get healed. We'll never get delivered. And the fact that we don't even know how to protect ourselves by cutting these people off. And that's because it's a part of us want that attachment, want to be able to say what y'all doing and what y'all got going on, want to be able to tell them what we got going on because we feel like they gotta we gotta be boastful or we know that they don't want us to be blessed. So we feel like we gotta tell them. But God exalts you. You don't have to exalt yourself. You don't have to tell a person what you got going on. Some of us be giving the monitoring spirits all the information that they need. Some of us literally tell the enemy everything because we're trying to prove a point that we something that they don't think we are. God exalts you, not yourself. You don't have to try to figure it out. When God wants them to know what you got going on, I promise you they're going to see it on social media. I promise you they're going to see it on a billboard. I promise you they're going to hear it up on a video. I promise you they're going to hear it in the news. You don't have to try to exalt yourself to prove a point. What you did was right. I don't know who that's for. I didn't tell my family I was writing the books. I started writing books and God said post them. And when I started posting them, people started, here go my family. Oh, I'm going to order the book. I'm going to get the book. That's how they knew I was writing books. Some of y'all literally giving the witches and the warlocks what they need. Some of y'all talking to the monitoring spirits every day. Who talks to the demons? Because y'all trying to let them see what you do or what you did was right. Oh, I made the good choice. I know you calling just to see what I got going on. You used to be a fool. Don't say one. Come on now. A foolish person would tell the enemy everything that they got going on. It's time out for that. Let God exalt you. Let God bring you higher. God said, I set the table in the midst of your enemies. Baby, they going to see it in due time. It ain't time yet. When God start putting you in the house and don't give you money so you can leave, this is God trying to hide you right now. He grooming you, he equipping you, he molding you, he sculpting you. This is him chipping away stuff. I promise you, you're gonna know when it's time for people to see you, because I promise you, he gonna start pushing you out. He gonna start saying, go here, go there, go buy this, go get that. Not you finding a way to leave the house, but I'm talking about you literally. When I first got to Florida, God didn't give me no money. He gave me a new car so that I can look good taking them kids to school, but he didn't give me no money. And that's because it wasn't time for him to present me to people. He wanted me to literally be in the house as I was going through my process of doubt and fear and lack and trust issues. Hold on, y'all. They be blocking y'all comments when y'all start talking about Jesus and stuff like that. Yeah, they have demonic spirits. And what's funny is we be knowing these people ain't no good and we still will talk to them. We still are giving them our information, and that's because we don't understand the spirit realm. There's a demon inside of them. So if you know this person is calling to be messy, to get information, that's a demon in them. That demon has more power over them than the Holy Spirit has over them. So what the demon told them to do is call Marnie and see what they got going on. And this is what we do. We be like, oh, let me call Marnie. Oh, let me call Takisa. Oh, let me call Dr. D and see what they got going on. They really don't want none. They just want to see what we got going on. And we're going to tell them everything we got going on. And it's so spiritual that they're not taking it back to just the family. They're taking it back to the bigger demons. And this is how we get sabotaged. And this is how we get delayed and hindered and blocked. Because we gave the message to the messenger, but we gave it to the wrong messenger. We gave it to the one that still kill and destroy. And now we finna help them sabotage what we got going on. Like, it's like calling the devil on the phone and saying, hey, I'm finna build a business. I'm writing a book. And now they over there saying, she's over here trying to such and such. Oh my God, she finna heal and deliver people. How can we stop her? Okay, we're not gonna let her be able to go to sleep. We're gonna give her anxiety. We're not gonna let her be able to eat. She gonna get stressed and depressed. Oh, we're going to let a whole lot of people call her and distract her so that she can't finish what she's doing and she'll forget what she was doing and it'll get delayed and she'll miss God's timing. Or we'll distract him so that he can pull away from what God just brought him so that he can miss the blessing. And now you hanging around everybody else. This was funny. Everybody be having a person except you. And the enemy be trying to keep you single. And we'll get comfortable being around the people who are already in relationship and just being alone. That we can't even see that the enemy trying to keep us stuck. Come on now. Monitoring spirits. But the fact that we giving them their ammunition. The fact that we self-sabotage. The fact that we getting in God's way because God exalts. The people gonna see. When God ready for people to see, the people gonna see. And when you pop out, baby, you gonna pop out. Come on now. He gonna make sure you got the house, the car, the spouse. They gonna be scrolling on these social media sites like, oh my God, such and such got married. Oh my God, they finna have a wedding. Oh my God, somebody in a relationship. Oh my God, they just started a website. Oh my God, that's their book. They gonna pop out. God do it decent and in order. We be trying to prove a point to people because we know that they just be really calling to be messy and foul. That they don't mean us no good. But God be trying to sit there and like, why you still talking to them? I could have left you where they was. How I'ma heal you and you still dealing with the same demons? Just different people. Same demon, different people. And that's because we have a problem with letting go. Tasia, you got something to say? I was in here, I don't know if you've been in, Tasia, but I was in here talking about how God is saying, don't sacrifice your healing. I've healed you of trust issues. I've healed you in communicating better. And I'm not, and these people that's coming, if they're not willing to communicate, if they're not willing to be consistent, to take accountability that they're not doing their part to build a healthy relationship, don't sacrifice the healing. Don't sacrifice what I've already brought you out of.
I totally agree, and God has brought me through that. I had sacrificed my family when I first came down here and realized that some people who I thought had changed was doing exactly what you said. They only started calling when my healing had already begun, only to start getting some information. And God had told me, no, cut them back off and block them back because they only want information. And I said, the devil is a liar. What you won't do is try to sabotage my progress I already made. So the devil is a liar. What you need to know for if you wanted to know that bad, you would have been asking how I've been doing the whole entire time and not months after I've already been gone. So, for people that are in the process or going through the journey, true people that really care about you or want to know, they are going to be on you the whole entire time. They're going to be making sure and they're giving you the inspiration and the guidance and helping you along the way, not popping in and out. So people that are popping in and out, they are leechers, they are witches, they are warlocks. They are just trying to drain your energy and get the things that they can get up off of you to stop you in the midst. People that are encouraging you and pushing you along the way and checking in on you throughout the whole entire time, they are people that are truly and genuinely care. So those are the people that God is allowing to continue to stay in your life. And those are the people that God is allowing and showing you that they genuinely care about you and are on your side. So pay attention to those signs and don't mistake them. And then even still, some of those people are still only in your life for a season, not for a lifetime. Because even still, once you get away from your family, eventually you will let everybody go. Why? Because everybody still can't go with you. God is still going to mold you and get you together to be with your kingdom family. People, just because you are born into a specific type of people, and I'm calling them a bloodline, does not mean that you continue to be around them. You are born into them because that's who God felt that they was going to be, the type of people to treat you with the knowledge that you're going to need to mold you into the person that he wanted you to be. That don't mean you have to be around them. That don't mean that you have to be with them. And that don't call them and make them family. Family is what you create. Family is what God created for you. And you gotta, as you grow and you learn, you get discernment and clarity about that. That only make them blood relatives. It's a big difference. That's not family. It's a relative. And that's just who you were born into. And it's still really not born into, because you're born into Christ. You're born into God. God is going to show you who your real family is. So that's all I have to touch on it.
Thank you, Tasia. Hey, Joy. They just won't let you be great, Joy. They just won't let you be great and come on up here. I just hate that. Takisa, Marnie, is there anything that you want to say? If not, we're going to go ahead and get off. I know I wanted to bring you up. It won't let me. Y'all have anything to say? If not, we're going to go ahead and get off of here. God is good. He moving this morning. You all don't sacrifice your healing. Don't sacrifice that deliverance that God has already done on you. If these people can't continue to keep you healed by proving themselves that they're going to be not be toxic, that they're going to be accountable, that they're going to put you first and make you a priority, they ain't going to do it later. What they do now is what they're going to do later. I know we like to say, well, oh, we hadn't made it official yet. It don't matter. If you can't show me that when we get official that this is what you're going to be doing, then I don't even want to wait and see it. Like, show me now. Like they talk about Missouri, show me, tell me, well, it's the show me state. Like it's time out for just telling me what you're gonna do. I need you to prove yourself to me, and this is why God is doing what He's doing in this season, in this year, and that's because He's trying to prove to us who He is, not just speaking on it, not just talking about it. We have the Bible that's been telling us for years, all our lives, who God is and what He can do. God is in the doing right now, so God is saying, I'm expecting you to look for people that are doing their part, that are keeping a good, healthy relationship, that are being responsible, that are taking accountability, that are doing their part, that know how to communicate, that can assist with your healing and deliverance, and not always trying to take from you, not always calling you when they need something because they bored. God saying, you're going to have to help protect this healing that I have caused on you. You're going to have to help stay delivered. You're going to have to put your foot down. You're going to have to stop accepting any and everything. You're going to have to know your own worth. You're going to have to teach people how to treat you, because people look at me and they look at me as if, oh, she's young, she's so small and this, that, and the other. But no, sir, I'm going to hold you accountable. You ain't coming over here and doing that. And I do this in my ministry. You're not going to come over here and act this way. You're not going to come over here and do what you want to do. You're not going to come over here and say you want to be healed but don't want to do your part. You can go over there with the ministry that ain't doing nothing. So if I'm holding my ministry to certain standards, if I'm holding myself to certain standards, no. Do you know how many spouses I have went through for being on this journey? This how much I have grown and elevated, and God keep replacing people because I'm not settling. I'm with this person, and then 1 minute I'm like, oh no, 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 and God like, let's go. Because when they make up in their mind, they not gonna marry you. When they make up in their mind, they not gonna lead their family. When they make up in their mind that they not gonna get that healing or obey God, God be like, time to go. And y'all be wondering like, oh, Dr. D was just with that person and that God don't change to the yes, indeed. Because soon you start trying to disobey God and coming up against God's word, God got to protect me and get me away from you. I can't stay with nobody who don't want to obey God. I can't stay with nobody who ain't trying to lead a family and do what God telling them to do. That's disobedience. Why would I have my son or daughter marrying into disobedience? So I rather God keep switching them up because like I have been with people that God just wanted them to change their mind and marry me. Oh, I'm gonna marry you, but I not right now. Oh, okay. And God be like, time to go, because you ain't finna be in here playing wife. I brought you in here to do this so that they can see the wife in you, so that they can want to marry you. And you think you're going to make them wait how long? God be like, time to go. Pack them bags up. And y'all be scared to leave. Oh, but we've been together so long. But they just said in their mind, you didn't hear it. They said in their mind that they weren't finna marry you right now. And God heard their thoughts and he heard their heart. And he telling you to go. He like, you gotta go. I heard they thoughts. They was sitting there talking about, oh well, we can get married after a year and we can like they made a whole plan and God be like, no, I didn't send her over here this fast for you to make her wait a whole year. Where they do that at? God be like, nope, time to go. Y'all be like, God, why I gotta go? We just met. Oh my God, I just met his family. Cause they ain't trying to do what I told them to do. Who finna sit here and play wife? So I'm going from here and there because God like, don't nobody want to obey me. I can't put my daughter, I can't put my son with nobody who can't see their value. Ain't nobody in here playing house. Ain't nobody in here playing like they husband and wife. God's sending you in because they asked for one. And I put one in their face and now I'm trying to see if they gonna grasp it. Now I'm trying to see, and this the first thing y'all say, oh, we just met. Oh, we gotta wait 6 months. No, you just prayed and God answered your prayer and gave you what you asked for. And now you want to say they got to wait 6 months. I didn't wait 6 months before I brought them in your life. I brought them immediately. So that means I gave you what you didn't even think you was deserving of. And what I have found out is people don't actually believe in God. We be praying, but it be hitting us different when he actually answered a prayer and give us what we asked for. It be hitting us different. We be like, oh my God. Like we don't be able to grasp it. And that's because we really don't believe God real. We don't believe that he'll answer your prayer and literally give you what you want immediately. Like it don't take God 6 months or a year to give you a spouse. He will literally put that person in everything you ask for. He'll drop them and God be like, okay, so what you gonna do? There they go. What you gonna do? Oh, I had a guy tell me, oh, I think I'm gonna marry you before I go to the border. And God like, what? No. Go ahead and get that. Yeah, go and get that little ring now. Go ahead, go say them vows. Go on to the courthouse. You can have a wedding later. Y'all be like, oh, but we can't have a wedding. We can wait till we have the wedding next year. And God be like, so you think I'm gonna let you sit in this house for a whole year and give you grace to fornicate for a whole year? No, that ain't the one. Let's go. And that's because God actually be trying to bless people, but people don't be wanting to do right. They be wanting to do what they want to do. How you gonna ask God for something he gave it to you and then you gonna think you can do what you want to do with it? He gave it to you. You got to keep asking him what to do with it. You're gonna have to seek God on what to do with this person. How I'm supposed to keep him, what you want me to do. You want me to marry him, when I'm supposed to marry. You're gonna have to seek God the same way you prayed to him to ask for the person and he dropped it out the sky. But what we do is we ask God for something, and then we start trying to make plans with it. We start trying to say, yeah, I think I'm we're gonna wait the next year to buy a house. Yeah, we gonna fix our credit. Or I'm gonna pay up a few bills, or I'm gonna wait the wait. We can wait about 2 years to get married. Who gonna sit in here and hump you for 2 years? Who gonna sit in here and cook for 2 years? And within them 2 years, you're gonna find something that you don't like, and then them 2 years gonna become 5 years. Because some of y'all ain't married because people been lying to y'all. But y'all been allowing these people to lie to y'all. Y'all better get like Dr. D. Because I know I'm a wife. And if a man ain't talking marriage, baby, we ain't talking nothing. And I can wait a brief moment. But after a few months, I be like, what they waiting on? Like, what's happening? Why I'm not meeting mamas and daddies? Like, why I hadn't met kids yet? Because we don't put up this wall that I can't let nobody meet my kids right now. You let the wrong one meet them ASAP. But the one you asked God for and God brought them to you, you want to make them wait to meet the people. But you let the wrong ones meet them ASAP. You let the abuser and the liar and the narcissist meet your mama within a week. You let the Jezebel and the liar and the manipulator meet your dad and them within a month. You let them meet your kids within a month. And then you prayed to God, and God sent the one you prayed for, and this person got to wait a whole year. Where they do that at? Make it make sense. Nah, we not doing it. Nah, you not finna lie to me. Now I need you to stand on business about me. I need you to mean what you say, because I'm one of them people. I pull your card. You be like, oh, I need to such and such, and I'm gonna go get it done. And now I'm sitting there like, so what's the hold up? What we doing? And now you coming with another excuse. Oh, I gotta wait. Oh, I got what? That ain't what you said at first. Oh no, we ain't doing that. No, you're gonna have to stand on business. You're gonna have to mean what you say. It don't take long. Just like God dropped me up out the sky in no time, I'm gonna need you to drop that ring up out your pocket in no time. God knew what he was doing when he brought me. He knew what he was doing when he brought you. I don't know where you let fear come in at. I don't know who you talk to that's hating on you, that's jealous of you, that don't want to see you happy. But the fact that you ain't even got discernment to watch other people sabotage you, they happy, but they really ain't happy, but they got somebody. They don't settle for somebody. And the fact that you by yourself and everybody want to keep seeing you by yourself, that's alarming to me. That you hang around people that want to keep seeing you by yourself. Like, when are you going to be happy? When do you get to a place that you care more about your happiness than they care about theirs? No, I'm not. Okay, so y'all been, next. God been told me you got more than one ordained spouse. It's like a line of them, y'all. And God just take you to the next person that's in line. And if they decide to not do what God said, and God be like, oh, let's go to the next one. Because somebody got to get God a yes. The blessing come with the spouse. So it's okay, because you know they used to make us feel bad that, oh, she going from here, there, and everywhere, baby. I'd rather go here, there, and everywhere than settle. Oh, you didn't want to do it? Okay, let me go on over here. Because God ain't in the business to make you sin. Now he'll accept you in the place that you in, where you sinning. But you can't keep sinning. So the fact that somebody want to keep sinning with you and not make it official, you gonna lose your grace. See, grace is for I let y'all meet, and y'all know I sent y'all, and yeah, y'all did that. That's some grace. Now y'all know what it is. Go ahead and get them wedding vows. And your grace run out when you keep letting the fool lie to you about marriage and they ain't never put the ring on your finger. See, I had the ring on my finger twice. So for me to accept anything less than being a wife, baby, I can't do that. I can't sit and play wife. I can't play woman for you. You either see it or you don't. Let me get up off of here, honey. Anybody got something to say? If not, I'm finna get on off of here because I'm just talking and going and flowing. Y'all better stop selling for these people lying to you. If a person can come say, I asked one of the guys, I said, do you think God brought me in your life? He said, yes. So if you know God brought me in your life, what's the problem? When do you start messing up what God brought you? When do you start mistreating what God brought you? That's a fool. And I don't want no fool. I ain't in the business for fools. I'm not in the business for fools. I've been dealing with fools my whole life. I don't want no fool. I'm starting to see these men with these master degrees, they the biggest fools. I'm starting to see them like they all think alike. They lack emotional intelligence. They stuck in routine. They want to plan everything, and the plan ain't God's plan. It's they plan. They work like cats and dogs from sun up to sundown. They look older than what they are because they've been running themselves to death for work, trying to make themselves successful, trying to make themselves be something that they own, that they think they should be. Like they fighting themselves. They trying to become something and don't even know what to become. I'm starting to see these men with these master's degrees and they're chasing all these degrees, baby. They the messed up ones. I'm starting to see that all they have done was master man system. They disobedient to God, half-armed narcissists. They got control spirits. All they care about is work, money, and they family. Work, money, and they family. Not God's family, they family. And work. They work from sun up to sundown. You be like, when you take a 6-7 day, what? When do you rest? You ain't got time for no relationship. And they okay being by themselves. And they have done this for so long. They in routine. They've been doing it for years. They've been doing it for years. I'm starting to see those people messed up. See, we have been taught that we need a master's degree and we need all these degrees and this is who we are and we must be amazing if we got all these degrees. I'm starting to see barely the ones with the high school diploma got a whole lot of sense than the ones with the master degrees. I'm starting to see the ones who barely ain't got that many accolades. They a little more. I'm starting to see. Because I got a GED. I got a little education. I got some balance in it. I didn't overdo it. Just think about the people, and I'm not knocking you women with it. I'm talking about the men. Just think about these men with these master's degrees. What all have they done in their life? They have worked, family, school. That's all they have done over and over and over again. They don't know how to balance anything else. They try to fit you in. They want to fit you into what they have already made acceptable for their life. And I'm not in the notion of fitting into nobody's life. I'm in the notion of creating family, but not fitting into somebody else's family. I'm not trying to do that. And if you ain't even man enough to say, I know I used to do this, run in a circle, but let me create an opening so that I can start doing some extra stuff too. Because I'm including you. These people lack balance. And if you pull them out of their routine, they all over the place. I have had men tell me that if I miss one day of me doing what I'm supposed to do in my routine, it throws me off for weeks. It takes me weeks to get back in my routine. And he by himself in a big old house with a dog. And I'm just thinking about majority of all the people with master degrees that I have met. They by themselves or they got an animal. And they can't keep a healthy relationship. They okay with sleeping with whores, strippers, with people who got other men and women. And that's because they can't obligate themselves to it. They don't want to. So these people do not value women. They don't value men. They just take it for what it is. It's a moment. We had sex, we had this, we did this, and it's over. And they back in their routine. They back in their routine. So I'm starting to see what the world has made us feel like we needed to be. All they did was create robots. So at this point, I just need to know that you obey God. Just tell me you left your place and moved here. Just tell me God changed your story, healed and delivered you. Just share your testimony of how God brought you through and brought you out and how he renewed your mindset. At this point, I'm starting to not even want nobody with no degree. They come with more problems than the person that don't have now. The degree does not make you. The testimony does. It's going to let me know what you can go through. Because I'm saying that these people with these accolades, they can't take pressure. Like pressure bust pipes. And any little thing that take them out of their thing, they have to they go in a bubble and shut themselves out. And they got to shut themselves out because yes, they got self-control and discipline. They too disciplined. I want you to know everything about God is going to include balance. You're going to have to be balanced in it. So that means you can't do too much of everything. That means you can't sit over here and do ministry all day. Ministry can't be your whole 24 hours. You're going to have to know how to be a woman, a wife, a mother, a businesswoman, a pastor, a teacher, a child, a son, a daughter, a counselor, a coach. So that means if you got to do all of that, you ain't going to be able to put 4-5 hours into all of that. You're going to have to learn how to balance your time to do all of that. And the reason why God has not given a lot of you all certain titles or let you all have certain things you've been asking him for, because you ain't got the capacity for it. You wouldn't know how to balance all this stuff. I don't want nobody who just balance work. I'm not getting married to nobody who to just see them get up and go to work every day, all day, and they never got time for me. And the only time they got time for me is when they come and lay in the bed because they exhausted and tired. I ain't looking to take care of nobody in no, like I'm not trying to be no CNA. Because after so long of working for 50, 60, 70 years, these the ones that end up in these nursing homes. Because they don't work their body to death. And their body on broke down. And now they want a girlfriend to take care of them. So I'm not looking to be a CNA. If we can't get married and enjoy our life outside, like we could work, but I ain't looking for nobody who working over us. If you working more than 8 hours, I don't want you. If you can't work part-time, 4, 6 hours, most 8 hours, I don't want you. Because that means your whole life going to be consistent of being tired and wore out and always doing the bare minimum for me. And I'm going to always have to settle because you tired. So these questions that I need to start asking. What you do for work? How many days you work? Oh no, I'm not looking to be no CNA, no nurse, and then I gotta sit right here because I ain't been working and I'm sitting right here. I'm ready to go on a date. I can't go on a date because you laid next to me because your whole body hurt. Nah, I ain't looking to be no nurse. Not right now. I'm trying to enjoy my life. God didn't send me no patient. He sent me a spouse. Yeah, I know you're a good provider, but if you gotta provide like this for the next few years, you're gonna be dead and I'm gonna be getting Social Security. Like I'm gonna be getting your all the money you work for, because if you gonna work like this for the next 40 years, baby, we ain't gonna enjoy life. You gonna be in the nursing home or you gonna be in the grave. You working yourself to death. And I'm not getting married to watch somebody work themselves to death. So I'm sorry. I'm just changing my desires. I told God this the other night. I was like, my desires changing. I don't even want what I wanted at first. I don't even want the type of man I was wanting at first. I remember when I first started walking with God, I stopped liking people who sad. I stopped liking people who had loud music. I stopped liking people with goals in their mouth and all their money in their pocket. I started liking people with a debit card, with a bank account. I started liking people with just a nice luxury car. They ain't got to be seen. I don't want nobody with no tent. What you hiding for? That's a blessing. Let people see you in their car. I started changing what I liked. My desires change. As you grow in God, your desires should change. You should stop liking what you used to like. The stuff you used to like should not turn you on no more. And I was one of them people. I came from the hood, so I was always around hood people. So I'm always dating hood people. I started walking with God. I started wanting somebody who could hold a conversation, who had a education, a intellectual, and those intellectuals came with master degrees. And now I'm sitting up here like I ain't too fond of these people with these master degrees, baby. They're a little messed up. Come to think about it, I'm starting to realize that the people in the streets, they got a little more faith than the people with the master degree. They have no faith at all. If they can't see it, if they can't figure it out, if they can't see it and know it, baby, they don't believe it. So I'm starting to see the people who have faith, like to get up every day and sell drugs or boost some clothes, you got to have some type of faith. Now, I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying these people have faith. They get up every day and they go do something wrong and believe that they going to get what they need to sell it to pay a bill. That's some faith. But I'm starting to see these people who go to school, they lack faith. They lack a whole lot of stuff in their Bible that God say we need. They don't believe nothing they can't see and that they can't prove. It don't matter what you show them, they still doubtful. I have had people say, interesting, I'm going to have to pray about it. What you going to have to pray about? It's in your face. So I need to just be around people who got faith. I need to be around people who know how to communicate. I know how to be around people who value me as a person, who can make time for me, who are accountable. Oh, I didn't call you yesterday. I was so busy. I'm sorry, baby. Such and such, such and such. It won't happen again. Oh, it's okay, baby. I know stuff happens. Like my desires changing. If you ain't finished school, you go ahead, finish school. Call me when you finish. You working a job and then you want to start a business. Call me when you finish working that job and start your business. Because you ain't going to have time for me. You're going to be working too much and then you want to start a business, or you in school, you focus more on school and everything else. You ain't got time for me. So I'd rather you just let me know what you got going on and let me go on about my business. But I don't want to go through that. I'm somebody who want time. I want time and I want affection and I want to communicate and I want to laugh and I want to date. And if you got all this stuff going on, you unavailable. I don't even know why you on a date now. I don't even know why you accessible or available or why you looking for a relationship. You really just bored. So I had to tell God yesterday. I said, God, my desire is unchanged. I don't even want what I wanted at first. I want something else. So when you walk with God, your desires are supposed to change, y'all. You're not supposed to keep wanting the same thing. Even that person in the house with you, they should be changing with you. Because after so long, the stuff that they're going to be doing, God going to start exposing and revealing, and you're going to start disliking it. You're going to start saying something about it, and they're going to be like, you been dealing with it. You been accepting it. Don't try to change me because you changing. But that's just God showing you that your desires have changed. And if that person is not willing to grow with you, then why the hell you going to stay stuck? Why you going to settle? And I remember my daddy told me I was trying to leave this guy who was selling drugs. And God said, and my dad said, Nell, that's all he know. I said, well, that's all I knew too. And if I was open enough to go get a job and work a job, then why can't he? That's all I knew was selling drugs, because that's all I had in my family. I had drug dealers and drug addicts and strippers and whores and prostitutes and whoremongers and yard dogs and pimps. Like I had everything in my family. So the fact that I could come out here and even apply for a job when I know I ain't come from nobody working no job, baby, that was that was me growing up. So my daddy was like, don't leave him, Nell. That's all he know. I don't have to accept nobody and all they want to do is sell drugs. At the place I was in, that's what I wanted to accept. I wanted to accept somebody selling drugs. I don't want to keep accepting it. If I can change my mind about wanting a drug dealer, baby, he can change his mind about wanting to be a drug dealer. The fact that he don't want to change, baby, I'm not finna sacrifice my kids. That's called grace. Because I can keep dating this drug dealer and the police can kick in my door and take all my kids from me. So I had to mature so that I could stop doing foolish things that jeopardize me from being with my kids. Your desires have to change as you grow. You are not growing to continue to accept the stuff you was accepting when you were not growing. That makes no sense to grow. It makes no sense to grow, y'all. If you're going to accept the stuff that you was accepting before you grew up, before you matured, before God opened up your eyes, before he gave you revelation, before he started giving you insight and clarity, before he started exposing and revealing these things to you that was not of him, that he was not pleased of. God didn't make me change, but it was me wanting more of him that caused me to change. Because the more I learned about him made me change internally, that made me not want the stuff that was not of him. You can't walk with God but crave the stuff that's not of God. I started craving the stuff of God. I started looking for for stuff to be in order. I started looking for stuff to be complete. I started looking for stuff to be whole. I stopped looking for toxicity. I stopped looking for people that were broken, that needed their heart fixed. I stopped dating double-minded people. I stopped dating people that was always confused. There was people pleasers. I stopped wanting those people. Now, when I was in the world, I didn't mind getting somebody who was a people pleaser because I'm looking at I can manipulate them and get them to do whatever I want. But when I started turning from my ways, submitting to God, I started learning that if you deal with somebody like that, they're going to make your head hurt always dealing with somebody who you got to manipulate them all day. You got to always tell them what to do and hold their hand. They can't think for their own. They start becoming a burden. And you start realizing that I ain't got time to be raising no grown child. You a burden to me. It was fun at first, but it ain't fun no more. So my desires started changing. So I went from wanting this to that. Then I started wanting people that I could just do certain things with, like do this and that. And God wants you to do these things because this is you maturing. This is you maturing as a woman, as a man. This is you learning to do things right and stop wanting all the bad stuff. This is you starting to forget about the stuff that you used to accept that was not healthy, that was toxic. But if you keep accepting the toxic friends, the toxic family, the toxic co-workers, the toxic neighbors, this is a part of you that keep attaching to them. I was telling a guy, my ex, he comes in sometime and messages me on TikTok, just telling me I'm doing good. And he said, I keep dating these Walmart O's, talking about the women. He called them fake Walmart girls. And I said, well, something in you keeps attaching to them. Y'all attracted to each other. So it's something inside of you that keeps wanting a child. I said, you may have a fatherly anointing where God may be sending you people who didn't have their father to give them guidance and to lead them into the right direction. But I said, it's something in you that's immature that keeps attracting them. I said, as you continue to mature and your desires change, then you won't keep getting those type of women. You'll start getting women and wives. So if you keep attracting toxicity, it's something in you that's attracting them. So I'm in this place that I'm even finna separate from friends and members in my family, in my ministry, in my family, in my life. If I see any toxicity traits, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I'm finna put my walls up. I love you, but I don't love you enough to deal with you. I don't want to talk to you. We ain't friends. We're going to just let it be what it be. People who lie a lot, I'm finna put that wall up because I don't want to think that people that God's sending to me gonna be lying when they could be being genuine. The hardest thing is to be real with somebody and they think you lying because they battle with people telling the truth. I have told people my truth and people have still thought I was lying because they used to people lying to them. That every time somebody says something, their guard is up that it's a lie. So if I got people that battle with double-mindedness and they just got toxicity traits, I don't want to deal with them. And when I say I don't want to deal with them, I'm in ministry. I know I have to do ministry, but I don't have to let you in my inner circle to literally communicate with you. We ain't friends. I got to protect my peace and my space. And if you still having problems with letting go of toxic people, letting go of people who monitoring us, letting go of people who sabotage us, who are only looking to see what we got going on so that they can talk about us. If you still dealing with stuff like I don't want that around me because all you doing is opening the door for witches and warlocks to come in, for vampires to come in, for monitoring spirits to come in. Y'all be talking about y'all can't go to sleep and witches and y'all going through witchcraft. A lot of stuff y'all be battling with be stuff y'all be connected to because y'all refuse to let people, places, and things go. These spirits come attached to the people that you refuse to let go, and this allows them access to be a part of what you have going on, to see what you have going on, to sabotage what you have going on. And if we don't even have discernment to protect our doors, and who we let in and who we let have access to us. If we know these people have demons and we just sit up and open the door for them to enter in, we opening the door for them to attack the people that's attached to us. And most of us, especially leaders like me, they are looking for open doors through the weakest link to let them in to come and get the leader. It has nothing to do with you all. It has a lot to do with tearing down the leader, trying to stop what God is trying to build with the leader. And the enemy is looking for the weakest link, the one is hard to let go, the one is hard to communicate, the one is hard to trust God, the one who very fearful, the one who lack faith. The enemy is going to use those open doors to come in to try to cause discord, to sabotage, to stop what God is trying to do in that ministry. It has nothing to do with you. You the weakest link. It has everything to do with the person that's in leadership. And this is why when people stay in my ministry and after so long, I hear them talk about, oh, God told me to cut them off, but I'm still talking to them. This is why after so long, I start blocking people out of my ministry, because it's not personal. But if you can't take it serious enough to understand that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, I'm just going to go ahead and cut you out, because I got to protect my peace and the baby that God has me birthing in this season. And that's just factual. And everybody got to get to this place to protect what God is birthing out of them. You got to love yourself and love what God is giving you enough to say that they not even worth me holding on to mess up what God is trying to bring forth in me. I'm protecting my peace and my space in this season. I'm finna stay off my phone in this season. I'm finna be in my place of meditation and just me and God. Because I need to make sure I'm always seeing and hearing and knowing what's going on even when I'm not there. Because God exposes everything. All you got to do is sit and listen to people's conversation. They'll tell you everything that they're doing that they're not supposed to be doing. All you got to do is listen. They'll tell you. And I watch the ones that say God told me to stop doing this and stop doing that, but they still do it. I told you the most dangerous people are the people who walk with God and in disobedience. Those are the witches. Because we be quick to say this is a witch and this is a warlock and this is a vampire and this is this. But we be the main one. And we do it in the name of Jesus. We'll pray, we'll speak in tongues, we'll prophesy, but we be the main ones in disobedience. And this is why I tell people to repent every day. Because when you don't even know that you operating as a witch, when you don't even know that you ciphering the anointing from other people, you're a vampire. When you don't even understand what you're doing, it's sabotaging you. And because you don't understand, you opening the doors for other people to be sabotaged, to be hindered, to be blocked, to be monitored. You can't even protect the house, let alone protect yourself. And this is why a lot of us, God is not even talking about marriage to some of us. Because we can't even see that we still children, grown children at that. I don't know who that was for, but catch it. Protect your space and your peace in this season. Protect your ministry in this season. Protect your business in this season. This ain't the time to hang around a toxic family member. This ain't the time to hang around a toxic employee. This ain't the time to hang around the toxic members. You're going to have to cut these people out to protect what you're birthing. Because they are sent to steal, kill, and destroy. To abort the mission. So, I'm going to get on off of here. God is good. All is well. I'll see y'all soon. I hope you got what you needed. Go obey God. Thank you, God's child. See you soon. Bye.